Alright guys, Master Coach 89 here with Jake and Ron. If you guys remember, Jake was a part of the Horizon podcast.
Hello.
And we got Ronnie here, who's a new guest and going to be a part of our new thing here at Master Coach 89 channel.
I'm happy to be here.
Alright, today we're going to be discussing Madden 18 and the new news. Just pretty much going to do a format about the gameplay and the new modes and CFM improvements. And we have the time, do like a little wish list thing. But the first thing we're going to discuss, guys, is the Frostbite Engine. So, you guys know anything about the Frostbite Engine?
I know that FIFA has had it the last couple years, and that it improved the gameplay quite a bit. But I'm not. I don't play FIFA, so I have no clue. I just heard that is what happened, that it improved the gameplay. So, looking forward to it, I guess. I mean, anything to improve the gameplay.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can agree with Jake. Just from what I know about FIFA, just how smooth and everything it is. Other than that, I can't really do know much about the engine itself.
Okay, so the Frostbite Engine is all EA games. All EA games.
I know NHL.
NHL, Battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was first introduced with Dragon Age. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look into that. But it's pretty much, it helps with the quality of like the visuals, and like you'll see like better particles like raindrops and stuff. It'll look more realistic. The gleam on the helmet, lighting, it'll help with that, and it does give you more of an option to tailor your game, so to speak. And this engine is carried throughout all the games, so all games can improve it. Say you want better physics, FIFA's had a little more time with that, so Madden might get some more of that jostling that FIFA has.
Now, what was the previous game engine?
Ignite.
Okay.
Which was based for mainly just the colliding. Help me out. Colliding.
Interaction with the players?
Yes. And the weight and momentum. My marine's not working.
Why? My question is, why did it take them so long to switch to Frostbite when NHL and FIFA have had it for the last couple of years?
Well, alright, so we'll actually go ahead and kick over to this. Will kind of explain it. First off, they wanted the other teams to work out the kinks. You've seen how FIFA might have been a little more bare bones, so to speak, if you played it. I haven't necessarily played it. Other people have, and they said they lost some features. That's one of the reasons why. Another reason why, they had a mode, the new campaign that is in Madden hasn't been in the works for 4 years. Long shot.
Wow.
4 years.
Wow.
And they couldn't have done it without Frostbite. They thought it might be a possibility, but it wasn't necessarily. Long shot is a new story mode. It's been in production for 4 years. It's pretty much a film.
Very similar to
NBA, right?
NBA 2K, the career. Innocence.
It is also based off of Telltale games. Your decisions shape what happens.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Yeah, I've played the series of those.
So it's a film. It's a game. A lot of cinematics. When I say a lot, they're saying this is going to be most of the game. The cinematics for it.
It's great.
Yeah. And that's kind of where you've seen the beginnings of 2015, 2016, 2017.
Yeah.
That's why they were showing it. They wanted us to know what is coming in the future. Okay. That was a piece of that.
You mean like the intros?
Yeah, anytime you
like with the Cam Newton and the Seahawks and 16
for the emotions and
then last year was the Rams and the Redskins, right?
I'm not sure on those.
Sure.
I think it was the Ram. The red doesn't matter, but yeah.
But the emotions, the broadcasting, that's kind of what the focus was. They wanting to show us what can come out of it. We discussed it compared to the Telltale games. 4 years of development. As we've seen a little bit of, there's some, I don't need that. High school games. You'll see some high school games.
Okay.
You'll see some college games.
Yeah.
The two colleges, there's only going to be two. They got 2 licenses for Oregon and Texas. You don't actually get to pick your team.
That's like what, they did like 2 or 3 years ago, right, with the high school? Whenever they stopped doing the My Career?
No. They never did high school.
You're thinking of NCAA.
I'm thinking of
NCAA did Road to Glory.
Yeah. Right.
So pretty much, you're gonna be doing drills. and you're gonna be progressing your character. He's a quarterback. I don't remember his name. Your best buddy is a wide receiver. He's Caucasian. He's all heart. No, it's they actually they did the stereotype. He's all heart. He's not athletic. Your white receiver buddy is a stereotype of a white player.
It's sure. I mean, if anything, the flashiest would probably be Julian Edelman, but he doesn't have the size.
No.
But like you said, it's all heart and determination.
So pretty much, Jake, I know you said you watched a little bit of this, right? So you know kind of the story of it.
No, I watched the first trailer that they released with the guy opening his curtain. Lucas Oil was there at the combine, and then I was on Reddit, the college football Reddit, and I saw the screen caps of the Oregon and Texas being in the game. So other than that, I have no clue.
I really didn't pay a lot of attention to the story because I wasn't really interested because it's not going to be my cup of tea. But pretty much what happens is you're a big superstar in high school. You go to college, you're okay, and then something happens, and you drop out, and your buddy calls you up or something, and you get back into it, you finish up college, and it is about the road to the NFL. So it's about the last bit of the college and doing the drills, getting ready, being an NFL quarterback into the draft.
So you have to be a quarterback.
You have to be a quarterback. You're locked into the quarterback.
That's disappointing.
You'll understand why here in a little bit more. We discuss why. But there is no NFL games. Once you're done with the draft, you're done.
I mean, I kind of like it because I mean we already
have Superstar.
Yeah, we're just trying to understand the road to success that they're going through. Not
What do you mean superstar?
CFM, Superstar.
That sucks.
It does, but this might be dependent on how this fares. It's going to lead the way for Superstar maybe in the future. And what they really wanted to do with this mode, I feel like, is you know how we got skill trainers the last couple of years for the new players?
Yeah.
The skill gap has been closed. This is to open it back up. So this is the mode, and skills trainer is where these new casual guys can come in and learn the game. Instead of saying, okay, we're going to make this game easier, this is their way to teach people the game. So you're going to learn the quarterback. At first, you're not going to be able to call plays and all that, and eventually it's going to get to the point where you get to call plays.
Okay.
You're going to have 7-on-7 drills, stuff like that. It's going to build your awareness of the game, so to speak. And of course, the cinematics and all that isn't learning the game. It's going to be that fun kind of new thing that no sports game has done. People were saying that it's going to be like Spikes for 2K or what's the Journey for, I think it's called the Journey for FIFA. They said it's going to be that, but this has been in the works, like I said, for 4 years. This is before all that. And the reason being is all the camera capture and all that. They have like over 40 actors in this. So,
seems
that's cool.
Any final thoughts?
It seems okay, but I honestly, what I'm thinking is, which is kind of irrelevant, is it really going to be that long, or is it going to be short for 4 years of work? Like, is it really going to be worth putting in the game?
Well,
Jake, I'll let you.
It sounds like it's something that you play for like 3 hours, not something that you play for weeks.
And that is 100% correct.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm a little disappointed, but I mean, I understand why they do it because skills trainer sucks. Like, if you're because like my little cousin, he just recently got an Xbox. He's like 7 years old, and I helped him out with Madden, and I told him, you know, it's hard for a new player to just start playing the game.
Yeah,
exactly.
And the skills trainer is like really boring. I'm sorry, like it.
And the more casual football players, people who like football, is not going to like that. This is going to get you in, and this is going to be like just a different experience. Oh, this is kind of fun. I'm doing stuff that actual football players do. I'm going to go to the draft, you know.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
at the
where it's
same time, fan bases usually do not change. So if you don't normally play Madden, you're really not going to pick it up now. The most I could say, I feel like it's just going to be for like younger kids growing up.
I'm not sure about that.
They've been working on broadening their fan base the last couple years. Like we just discussed a few seconds ago, the skill gap was closed instead of opened up, so the more casual people can get in. They're trying to get more people in because that's kind of, they want to get the next generation, and they really do.
Which I can understand.
So basically, you're playing a couple high school games.
Maybe. I don't know if you're
So you're
actually
not-
playing any games. Oh, I don't know.
Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah. That's still in discussions. There are no NFL games. That's been announced. No NFL games. I don't know about college. I don't know about the high school. There might be.
Yeah, but I mean, it's really not meant to be played. I guess it's just really to be more understood and watched.
Learn football. Learn to
I
be a
mean,
quarterback.
it's something that I'll definitely play when it comes out, but
Oh, yeah.
I will not do it more than once, definitely.
There are different endings, by the way, so keep that in mind. If
so
you
your choice. Oh, bro,
you
like you
telltale
said, like the
game.
telltale games.
So.
Your decisions are gonna haunt you in the future, most likely.
And to end this for this, because I know we're kind of dragging on with this discussion, because there's not a whole lot with more about it. I just lost my train of thought. But that's really it. That's really it. I know there's something else in there, but let's get on to another new mode. We have something called Weekend Leaks.
Like weekend league?
Weekend Leaks.
Like, weekend...
Yeah.
Like everybody's working
Sorry,
on the
my
weekend?
my pronunciation is a little off. It's another MUT type mode. It's another competitive mode where you're competing with people to get the top prize.
Is there gonna be? You might not know. Is there gonna be a prize like every month or every week or something?
It's a time period. They can make it a week. They can make it a day. There's probably gonna be multiple of those weekend leagues, so to speak.
Okay.
That's how it's probably gonna work. And whoever ranks the highest gets the best reward.
Now, do we have
That's-
an idea of the prizes itself? I feel like that's probably what.
MUT rewards. That's why it's MUT
So player
based.
Yeah.
Yeah, packs and like badges and stuff like that.
That's cool.
I can dig it.
Not my cup of tea, but that's cool.
You're gonna want to get into MUTs this year, and we're gonna jump right into this. MUT squats, 3-on-3. It's back, but it's in MUT. And
You're gonna have to go into the depth on that.
Yeah, because I have no clue what that is.
okay,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Online team play.
That's right. Yeah.
Online
yeah,
team
online
play.
team play.
You remember that on the older versions?
In like 07 and 08?
No, we're talking about the.
10 and 11, right?
It was in those two, but 10 and 11, I think it was taken out in 12.
Yeah, because you
think.
can do it online.
Yeah, there was an online based.
And
That's
you can play it like first person. You could.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Jake, back in the day, you used to have a 3-on-3. One person would be the quarterback. Another person would control another position. Another person would control another position on offense and
Right.
defense. Like one person would control the defensive line. One person would control the linebackers. One person would control the secondary. Now what it is, they changed it and mixed it up a little bit. So like I said, it's MUT based. So you have an offensive coordinator, you have a defensive coordinator, and you have a head coach. The offensive coordinator brings in his offensive lineup and his play call, and he calls the plays for all offense.
Mhm.
The defense coordinator brings in the defensive lineup and brings in and does the play calls. The head coach brings in the unis and the saves. That's going to be the person who's your weak link, so to speak, who maybe don't have the good cards.
Okay, I kind of
Um,
like that. That's
Yeah.
team building with your friends. I honestly dig it.
And so pretty much the offensive coordinator is locked in at the quarterback. The other guys are not locked into a position. So on defense, you can have 3 people using linebackers lurking. You can have 3 people on line. You're not locked into the position other than the offensive coordinator being locked into the quarterback.
So you all three are playing at the same time?
Yes, I guess another 3 versus 3.
Okay.
I do like to stress that they're going to be putting on the offensive coordinator and the quarterback.
Yes.
That's going to get in your head a lot.
So the 2 modes that we just talked about between the long shot and the MUT squads, they added some new gameplay that's been in the works probably for a while because of long shot has been worked on. And I actually mentioned this to Ronnie a little bit, the target passing.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So pretty much what that is, it's not really a cone, but you're able to use the left stick and you pull left trigger and left stick.
Similar
and there's-
to QB Vision.
Yes, similar to the
Innocence.
cone, kind of. But there's a reticle. You could put the ball where you want, literally. And this depends on, of course, your quarterback rating. It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
If you got a terrible quarterback, it's not going to work. But to integrate the MUT squads and, of course, your quarterback and your thing, your receiver's going to know where to go. Especially in MUT squads, there's going to be a reticle. He's going to know where to go. You know how I complained, you can't really attack zone and your receivers don't stop. You can make that happen now. You can attack a hole in the zone.
I like that.
So if I'm running a post and I see that the dig is wide open, I can do a dig.
If the quarterback's on the same page as you.
Which
If
would
he's-
be if you're all three playing, right?
Should be.
Yeah,
if
you
you're
should
good at
have a mic.
communicating.
Well, I
you
mean,
know?
if you're in comms, but
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
Or you're running a slant and you know how you run right to the middle linebackers. You can stop that now.
Yes, that was a big problem.
Yeah.
So.
or cut up field.
Let's talking about cutting up field and stuff. Not exactly the same. The wide receiver and defensive back interactions. I talked with Ronnie a little bit about this too. Well, this has been discussed a long time ago. The target passing and the wide receiver and defensive back interactions. You got new interactions, which what that means is you got the chuck and release inside and out, which also allows the wide receiver to choose which way he wants to release to.
Mm-hmm.
Is this in
All modes.
all modes?
All modes. The target passing and the wide receiver and defensive back interactions. So you, as Ronnie's been seeing me doing, I've been using a lot of the corners lately.
Yeah.
I've been practicing to get used to it, even though it's going to be even better. You can also cut during your routes, like you do like a triple move in a route, etc. They added functionality to that. So within MUT squads, this is why they kind of introduced MUT squads in, because people have been requesting it, but when it was online team play, it wasn't popular. Now you have more options of doing different things, and yes, it brings more people to MUT so they can make more money. But any more comments on MUT squads?
It's cool. I mean, so doesn't really sound like my cup of tea though. Anything to do with like trading cards.
You don't have to worry about that. You be the head coach. Do you like playing with me and Ronnie on the same team?
I think we
Does that
do
intrigue
pretty
you?
good. I think let me be on the defensive line. I'll take that. That's my thing.
I feel like we could go undefeated, Jake.
I think we could, man.
Get hyped,
I mean,
bro.
yeah, but
Competitive standpoint. Just look at the competitive
Oh,
side.
yeah.
Just give it a chance.
I mean, I'm not gonna
It's
say.
kind of almost like draft champions. You want to get those really good players. We're gonna have to earn that.
He don't have to focus on that. Me and you can. He's
I
just there for the play.
I've just never I hate how, and I get why games are doing this now, but I hate how all sports games are like the biggest mode and the most put the most focus on their draft or not their draft champions, but their ultimate team, and MLB's got their Diamond Dynasty, and I know it's all money.
Yeah, it's
all
all
money.
It's all money.
Do you guys know though that they have separate teams for each mode?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
They have resources for each mode. They have resources. They have so many people. They have like 10 or 20 people for franchise. They have 3 people for MUT.
It doesn't seem like it.
Well, kind of like draft
It don't-
champions. Whenever you restart your team, you see a lot of the same backup players, like Joe Flacco.
It
Brock
don't seem like
Osweiler,
it.
Alan Hearns, Crockett Gilmore.
It don't seem like it because they've been held back by the engine, and there's been a lot of legacy issues
With
that
the
they've
players.
been with just the overall gameplay and CFM that they've been trying to work on the Kings. Now, my next question to you guys is, how do you feel about target passing and wide receiver and defense back interactions? Because we really haven't discussed that much.
Okay. Well, as I complain about all the time, the bullet passes. If I'm throwing a bullet pass about 20 yards away, it's not going to be eye level. That's one thing I get really aggravated about the linebackers.
They really haven't discussed the trajectory yet. But one of the things they've kind of worked on is, since we now have the Frostbite Engine, the defensive players are going to be a little more grounded.
Okay.
They're not. If you're using a linebacker who's 280 pounds, he's not going to be.
He's not going to be getting up there for the
Yeah.
ball. Which.
Unless he's Cameron Wake.
Yeah.
I seen the 99 jump.
Dude,
with him.
It's crazy.
I mean,
That you.
he had a 45-inch vertical, dude.
Some
That's
some
ridiculous.
guys can't get that high, but that's usually
ridiculous.
given the height.
But yeah,
But no, I'm kind of excited for it. I think it's going to bring a definitely a different factor into people's play plans.
As someone like me who, back in the old days, who used QB vision, I'm happy to see something like that back to where I can put the ball to where I want it to. Because in like some routes, like I can throw it low and I can throw it high,
Right.
but I can't throw it
In the middle.
or I can't throw
The
it.
touch pass, they try to use that to help with that, but it really wasn't a solution.
It's not
it
the
scares
same.
me, to be honest.
So I'm happy to see that back, and
I like the quarterback vision come.
I loved that when it came out.
I did too.
I mean,
It was sim.
I played with no one but Peyton Manning, so I mean, I had the whole field.
Right.
But still, I mean, that's,
It was truly sim though.
Yeah.
It's something the NFL really does. I understand why they got away from it because there was a lot of casuals
Didn't
and
understand it.
competitive guys who didn't like it. I mean, Madden has to please everybody, which we'll get to here in a minute. There's a big announcement to kind of help with that. Any more comments on the two between the target passing and the wide receiver defensive back interactions?
I have a quick question. Do you think they're going to stop the volleyball? Like whenever you go to catch it with
That's
your receiver?
annoying.
We'll discuss it more here in a little
Jesus.
bit. Remember, Frostbite Engine, so new.
New interactions, I guess.
Not even interactions, but it's not even about the animations, the physics. That's the words I've been trying to use forever. Physics. Physics are going to be much more improved.
Because,
with
like,
Frostbite.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and there's nothing more aggravating when you throw a deep ball and a safety runs 20 yards to grab a ball that's been popped 50 feet in the air.
Well, that ball's got helium in it now.
Well, yeah, like that happens. A ball gets punched out,
It
but
does
it doesn't
happen, but it
fly
doesn't-
50 feet in the air,
yeah.
and it doesn't stick in the air for 5
I hate
seconds.
when you see it go like out like 50 yards out of bounds too.
And
It's
I
just-
know
kills
it's gonna
immersion.
it's gonna get intercepted. Like if I throw a deep ball, so I don't throw deep balls anymore.
Yeah, and that was another thing. Whenever you have a running back or tight end run a flat route, you always throw them out of bounds.
Run straight out of bounds.
All right, so another we're going to discuss that real quick. Another gameplay feature that they added, or a legacy issue they killed, is they said this each year, guys. So I'm not 100% this is going to happen, but if you do the rat catch, you're able to steer that guy on the sideline away from the sideline, upfield.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Same here. They said that the last
Yeah.
3 years, but they actually added a control to it now, so you can actually take over and make sure it don't happen.
Okay.
And it wasn't really it was just more like how the route was run. Like they would run it an inch away from the sideline, then they would step as soon as you're about to take that run.
Right.
So that's just something like this.
And if you did a possession catch, you're screwed
Mhm.
because you just die.
Yeah.
That's something else I hope they work on, but we're not gonna do wish list right now. I hope they kind of play with that a little bit to where you don't always just dive down.
But no, I mean honestly, I'm excited to see what they got. With the DBs and the receivers, I'd like to see how they're gonna duke it out.
Yeah, you guys know I always kind of like the defensive coverages, and I like trying to do different things and trick you guys.
Yeah.
That don't always work. And when we played backyard, I was always wanting to do schemes for it, but we just never had enough people. So I like the whole coverage thing. So I'm interested to see. I want to use the cornerbacks again, and I'm going to do it. I've been practicing for it, so that's something I'm really excited for.
Sounds great.
It really does. It's going to be fun. It's going to change the game. All right, so another new feature that's been announced: ID the mic.
Identifying the middle linebacker.
You don't have to necessarily be in the linebacker neither. This is for your pass protections. So say your opponent keeps on bringing a blitz and you just can't stop it. I know we have the rotate to the left or rotate to the right, but what this does is this identifies that middle guy in the middle of the field, so your offensive line knows where everybody is and knows who to protect. So this is going to stop some of those corner blitzes.
I like it. Get you that real QB feel.
To quote Peyton Manning, 52 is the mic.
Every game.
If you identify the wrong mic, it's going to hurt.
So it's almost like guessing the run on defense.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And these, between the ID mic and the target passing, these are advanced mechanics. The target passing is going to be really difficult. You're going to have to lab it. You're going to have to practice. It's supposed to be difficult. It's supposed to open up the gap again. Keep that in mind. Zone and man improved. We hear this every year also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every year.
What is man coverage?
They said from the people who were at EA Play, man is back.
I hope so.
Alright.
I hope so too. And for the most part, the zone was great because we got new zone coverages introduced.
Yes.
Zone
So it
was
was
incredible
improved.
last year for
Yes.
the most part.
What happened was they tuned it. They tuned the whole game and they killed it. And we'll discuss that some more in a little bit.
Around January, right? They tuned the whole game and made it slower.
Not necessarily slower, they
Well,
just made it stupider. And what I mean by that is the defense sucked.
They
It really did.
Complete retard, yeah.
So, pretty much to discuss a little bit more about the man improvements, man shading works. It didn't work. You could say guess inside, because you knew the slants were coming, they wouldn't do it. It's supposed to work now. Zones play tighter. So, say you got that guy who's running the flats all day. Hopefully, the middle linebackers get on that hip pocket
And cover that little bit of a gap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
until they have to release him to the other zones, of course.
Yeah.
So that is what's supposed to happen. Whether it happens or not, we don't know. And then another little nugget, which some people discuss, is purples play corners, which happened at the beginning of last year, and then they killed it. So we'll see if that happens or not.
Yeah, it never really happens.
Any comments on the defensive improvements for man and zone coverage? What do you want to see?
We'll see.
I'd like to see him be more aggressive on like the cuts on the under routes.
Okay.
That's one thing I'd like to see.
So since Ronnie mentioned that, I'm going to talk about another new gameplay feature that they announced, which they're lumping into a franchise feature, which I don't agree with at all. You guys remember NCAA?
Yeah.
You remember game planning?
Of course.
Yeah.
You can play aggressive on zones,
Mm-hmm.
Conservative.
so you can go
strip the ball.
Yes, all those.
Race.
Sacking the quarterback, big hits.
They're all
Yeah.
coming back. That's coming back. They're bringing that
I missed
to
it.
Madden.
Because you could switch the gameplay up.
Yes.
Switch up the tempo.
Depending on how you're playing the game. If I'm up 14, I'm conservative on everything.
Correct. And with
Well,
that,
not you personally. Mr.
with
Scoreboard over here.
so since I mentioned that, do you guys have any more comments on the zone and man improvements?
No, I'm actually excited to hear that that's back.
I mean, like I said, I believe it when I see it.
Okay.
I'm really...
So one of those nuggets within that feature I just mentioned, the coaching adjustments, is your defensive assignments, specifically your corners, so you can put best on best.
Thank God this is
Jeez.
back.
Now keep in mind, best on best is overall based.
So there's like a noise outside.
So you could have a slow corner on a really fast corner, but within that you can do speed versus speed, height versus height. The only negative with this, which I'm a little iffy about, is you can't do it like you used to, where you can just pick a guy and say, "I want
And
you to
put
cover
it on a
him."
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't do that, but it's been much requested and it's here. It's not perfect, but it's back.
I'm sure they'll work.
Because
with some tunes.
really, I mean, realistically, you had to put your best corner at number 2 the last couple of years because he always played the number 2 receiver. Your best corner did for whatever reason.
The reason being is a lot of teams, I'll kind of discuss this a little bit, a lot of teams are doing the bracket coverage thing, so they wanted to incorporate that. And I was on the same with you. I didn't actually agree with it at first. I complained a lot to Ronnie about it, but I started kind of liking it because you could bracket to the number 1 receiver, and your number 1 corner can lock down that whole side of the field. I would use the number 2 corner, but yes, I agree. It sucked.
It would really hurt, especially like if they put their fastest guy in the nickel slot, and then you get that third string guy who doesn't really know what he's doing out there,
Exactly.
or the linebacker. So it's gonna screw you.
Yeah, it's gonna help. And another reason it's taking so long to get back in the mode, which we discussed, was the alignments were messed up and they couldn't bring it back, which means sometimes your linebacker would go on the number 1 receiver, and that's why it's been gone for so long.
Well, I mean, if you're Luke Kuechly, then I guess you can do whatever you want. So
But for the people who don't have Luke Kuechly, that was a huge disadvantage, and Madden really couldn't fix it. So they brought it back away to where it would work. Any comments more on that feature at all?
do kind of have a question. Do you know if they do anything new with the defensive line?
We'll discuss that in a minute.
Okay.
Any more comments?
Nope.
Okay, so Ronnie, defensive line, I really haven't heard anything, but one thing I have heard is if you have a dominant defensive line, you should get pressure. Capet, I can't talk about that yet. Using the defensive lineman is going to be kind of tuned to where you're not getting pressure every single play.
Sweet.
And they also added a new control to the defensive lineman. And hopefully linebacker. I'm hoping. It's called the reach tackle. So say you're a defensive lineman and you're being double teamed, but there's a guy right there in front of you. He won't even bother touching him. Now you can you can press left bumper or right bumper, whichever direction that running back is in,
That's gonna be
and
so
you're going to get a
nice.
reach tackle. Or it can go after the quarterback for a
I'm gonna-
sack.
Oh, that's gonna be such a difference in like my run defense.
Did that result in like strip sacks?
No, as in they'll reach for the quarterback
Right, I
too
know
as
it's-
they're being engaged.
I know what you're saying, but like if you're a defensive end and your left tackle is right between you, obviously, and the quarterback's right there, you get the reach,
Right.
but can you strip the ball from that?
Hopefully, Frostbite Engine will bring that. It hasn't been truly discussed by EA yet. It's been talked to by the game changers. Hey, we have a new feature with the defensive line. You can do reach tackles. It hasn't been talked about by EA.
I feel like it might be a little bit complicated.
Oh, this game's getting a lot more complicated. Like I said, they are opening up the skill gap again.
I just mean for them to be able to give you that option. I mean, obviously you're already doing reach tackle. How are you?
Well, we already had strip the ball feature, but
Yeah.
once again it was killed because people were bitching because they wanted it longer than 3 seconds to throw the football, which is bullcrap. Because that's not real.
Yeah.
So it's already in the game. It's a strip sack. It's already in the game.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I know what you mean.
I
though.
didn't
Is there
use
going to be the physics to it to where right bumper,
I always just go his stick.
Left
I never,
bumper.
I never use the bumper.
left bumper? I'm sorry, right
Left
bumper, left bumper. I don't even know anymore because they
His
tuned it
stick
so
all
much.
the way.
I was like, screw it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I only know that because that's what I do when I play corner. Every pass, I don't tackle.
The strip ball, I think, is different than the strip the quarterback. I think.
I think it's the same.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
I think it's left bumper. Pretty sure.
I think it is left bumper because that's what I hit.
So, Ronnie, as you know, you like using defensive linemen, but like I said, they're tuning a little bit so you're not so overpowered. How do you feel about that?
I mean,
You have new controls.
I do like the reach. Like you said, it's gonna make a difference. Go ahead.
One more thing that's been adjusted: the jump snap is out.
Why?
Thank God.
But because it
Because it got
it
exploded.
destroyed, it got destroyed.
It
But
got
you do
exploded.
have aggressive defensive line play, which means they are going to jump the snap, but it's not going to be as overpowered as the jump the snap. It's not going to be that boost that it is. It's just going to be jump the snap. You're not going to get like that 99 speed on the edge anymore. That's pretty much what it was.
But I mean, like if you're getting that snap,
You still have
let the
that.
lineman beat.
You still have that option.
Okay, you're just
but
not gonna
you
get
don't
that
get-
stamina boost.
You don't get that extra
Acceleration.
quadruple acceleration that you
Off
used to
the
have.
edge.
You're just going. You're going to get a bonus for actually guessing the snap count. You're not going to get the ratings boost, so to speak.
Okay.
I don't really know if I'm discussing this correctly, but that's kind of how it's been worded. It's still in the game. It's just not. Oh, I'm going to click the right stick and just go upfield and get the quarterback or running back.
Right.
It's going to be, oh, actually came off the line at the correct time. Now.
Okay, I like it. Yeah. One thing, I know we might have already passed this. Say like if you were using linebacker, you would hit that correct gap.
Mhm.
Your guy would stop as if he was reading
That's
the option.
they did that to stop the nano blitz, which
will-
sucked.
Yeah.
We'll actually talk about that right now. So, Clint, the gameplay designer, mentioned with the ID the mic, they could possibly take that out of the game now
Yeah.
to where we can actually attack the gap. It's going to be tuned at first. They're going to slowly pull it out. Not maybe by Madden 18, it'll be completely out. The nano detection is being tuned to where you can actually do that because of the ID the mic. I forgot to lump that in with the ID the mic.
I really hated that they did that because I don't even think it got exploited that much because it's part of the game. You blitz the gap.
Some people would, but I mean, like if you were
If
you were
you-
using that safety and A gap every time, it just got overbearing.
Because I know that they have a couple formations in the game where you have your linebackers right over the center's nose, but those formations suck. You don't get any pressure from them
Correct.
ever.
Though,
Even if you have pass rushers there, even if you have a Dante Hightower or anything right there, like you're not.
I hate it too because I would read the play and I would be stopped. The reason why is because of the tournament players. Not even the developers. The higher ups said, "What are you guys going to do about this? This is crap. How are we supposed to sell this game?" It's because of the tourney players' fault.
Tournament players are punching.
Yeah, they would literally get a pressure in 1 second.
How am I supposed to cheat?
No, that was cheating. That's why they took it out. You couldn't. The guys had to do stupid stuff on offense to even get completions, and it just took out the strategy in the game. That's why. But trust me, I'm happy that they're possibly getting it out because I didn't like it. I did. There's ways to adjust and stop it. It's just like I said once again, They were trying to close the skill gap, but they're opening it back up.
Yeah, and that's really one way. I mean, if you're online and you're one of the top players, most of it is just because you know your way around the things.
You know the exploits.
Yeah, and that's what people do all the time. It's the same stuff.
And that's what the tourney players do, so that's why it is that way.
Why I don't play online.
We'll eventually get more into some of this stuff, because I agree with everything we're saying. There's going to be stuff that's going to make us all happy. And I mean it. This stuff's making me happy, but there's going to be other stuff. A little bit more about the skill gap opening back up. We got something serious to talk about. Not really serious. The hit stick.
Not
The
big.
hit stick or the hit button?
That's being taken out, the hit button, first off.
It's
Okay.
so useless.
They're taking it out. One reason being because of skill gap. And also, to help the hit stick is, you know how, Ronnie, you remember that play I made on you?
Yeah, you dropped down in coverage and you went back and hit my receiver.
You know how I wasn't looking at you immediately?
Yeah.
So there's something in the game called heat seek tackling, which
Didn't
would
it-
help you with that hit stick. You didn't have to be lined or squared up.
Didn't they have that sometime within the past couple of years?
Yeah, but it's been in this Madden too. It's being taken. It's not. Hit stick is not going to be included in that. So the hit stick is going to be. You're going to have to use your brain a little bit. You're going to have to say, "Oh, I'm lined up perfectly to him. I can do it." It's always been a reward thing. The risk factor's not really been there. They're making it risk it. They're making it reward and risk again.
Good.
So you're not always going to get those hit stick fumbles now. And also, with that, with the hit stick, you're not going to get the dives. So for a person like me who may not be there anymore, that hit stick is not the dive anymore. It's the hit stick. So I'm just going to go for a hit stick and I'm going to miss.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go for a dive. Hopefully, one thing I don't know what's going to happen is if the X button's still going to be the dive tackle. They have not talked about that.
I don't
but
see why it wouldn't be.
I would hope so.
Yeah. Otherwise, it would be useless.
Exactly. But the hit stick has been tuned to where you can't get those hit sticks all the time. You have to be lined up in position.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a real thing.
I guess it's a real thing, but
Go ahead and tell your
at
opinion.
the same time, I feel like you should be able to just choose when you want to use the hit stick.
Oh, you do get to choose.
Um,
But you got to be in position.
If
You
you're not-
can still do the hit stick, but you're going to miss if you're not in
You're
position.
gonna whiff if
No,
you're
that's fine.
if you're
That's
trying
what I
to hit
meant to
someone
say.
from the
Yeah,
side.
okay.
I'm sorry. And
Yeah, because you could just run into it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's gone now.
I did, like I was talking to you, I do kind of miss the high, low.
Okay. Another feature for hit stick: high and low's back.
Fuck yes. I mean, heck yes.
That's okay. We're allowed to express our feelings here.
Alright.
I'm happy to buy that too because I used to like to take out the legs.
Yeah, because I mean, that and plus, I mean, if you're going head to head with somebody like Eddie Lacy, it's gonna be a battle at the top. Take out his legs. I mean, that's what it's for.
Jake,
Now, does that go hand in hand with injuries?
what do you?
Are they that? I mean, is the game that accelerated to where if you're continuously hitting a person low, are they going to have a lower body injury?
Kind of like boxing.
They haven't
We'll talk
talked
about Bob Sanders. in a minute.
about that yet. There's something about injuries they have mentioned, but we're not gonna get to that just yet because there's a couple more things within this discussion of the hit stick. They haven't announced anything for that, Jake. So I'm
Okay.
not 100% sure.
I mean, I wouldn't really expect them to because that's really advanced, I think. But
They're getting to it. I
That's-
promise.
I mean,
they're getting
that's-
to it. I feel like they're getting to that point where they're going to because one of the announcements for injuries.
Can you be like the Steelers and pull on people's dreads? Is that a thing? Can we
With
do-
reach tackling, probably,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
You could probably start doing that now, Ronnie.
I don't know, maybe you don't have long hair.
I guess.
So also with this whole tackling thing, this has been said so many times too. You could get sucked into the hits. You could do a suction tackle with the hit stick.
Easily.
That's supposed to be gone.
I mean, at times it was delayed. That's
It
enough
was
to
delayed
let
or
that
gone,
play.
but at other points you could do it.
Yeah.
And that also means to aid the conservative tackle, you don't suction tackle without even either. But they've been saying suction tackling's been gone for years, so we have to see it. But the way they're talking, it sounds like it might be gone. Also, go ahead.
Do you think that would affect the shoestring tackles too?
Probably not. Any more comments on that, guys?
Not for me.
One more feature of the hit stick, which I'm really excited about, because I like this. I like blowing up running plays. You can hit stick the people who are blocking you in front of you.
Yes.
Dude,
That made me want to cry when I read it. Literally, I had my eyes were watering. Because there's so many good little gameplay nuggets here. That's awesome. Adding to the game.
Because I always thought it was stupid that you couldn't like bowl over a fullback.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to like shed that block
Mm-hmm.
when if you got a 30 or not 30, it would never be like that. But if you have like a 30-pound advantage on a dude, and you gotta shed the tackle instead of just running right over him.
And we know linebackers don't engage, and this is trying to combat that interaction between that. Because I don't think I'm not going to say they haven't. I don't think they touch the offensive line and defensive line interaction too much. So this is a way to combat that a little bit.
Yeah, because when you're trying to blitz on the run play, you need your pressure. I mean, like Jake was saying, if you get the advantage weight-wise, you wouldn't be getting stopped by just a little dude touching you.
It's gonna be cool to see reverse pancakes then, because
Yes.
I
love collisions. That's one of my favorite things about football.
and you can really I don't
Gets
want
you
to say I don't want to say exploit, but
You could.
take advantage of a lower rated right tackle.
Yep.
Or guard. You can completely mow them over and completely shut down the run game. So that's cool.
Exactly. So like a guy like Brent Spikes would be successful in this game. Because that's what he was known for, inside blitzing.
Unsuccessful in life.
Also, another feature that's been tuned, ball hawk. Holding the Y button. You can hold the Y button, and you could run. It would control your player and run you down the field and pick it off.
I hate that.
So instead of you having to run and then do it yourself and then messing you up.
They've taken that out. That was in Madden 17. That's been adjusted. You actually have to. It's timing based again. It's skill based again. You have to time it. You don't just hold it.
I never
That's
liked ball hawk ever.
Man, such a.
I think ball hawk might still be in the game. You just can't hold it anymore.
Okay.
That's what I like, because like once again, you're playing somebody online. You just hold that white. It's almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
Every time.
Okay. So, any more comments on that? You're still kind of talking around. I'm sorry.
No.
Not on the ball hawk, nope.
I love playing the competitive scene, the ultimate teams, and all that. This is really going to help with the people who abuse the stupid shit.
Like what?
The ball hawk, the
Okay.
hit stick, the stupid offense stuff they've done with the zone and man being improved. The people who actually use their brains have a chance again. Possibly. Hopefully. One more gameplay feature that's been announced that's a little bit tied to connected franchise mode is off-ball injuries.
Nice.
Offensive lineman, blocking, stuff like that, Ron.
So offensive
yeah, I
linemen
mean-
can get hurt now?
Yes.
I mean, pick the fuck, like that
Yay!
stupid stuff like that happens all the time anyway.
Exactly. They brought it in. And Jake, this is kind of where I was saying maybe in the future we're going to see those low hits come into effect because they're starting to broaden their injury area.
Sweet. So, because I know you and I have both done this the last few years when we have our franchise.
We'd have 5 offensive linemen.
Yeah, we have 5 offensive linemen. Because we never simmed our games, so
Mhm.
what's the point of having...
Even if we sim their games.
Yeah, what's the point of having 10 offensive linemen if none of them ever get hurt? That's 5 extra roster spots for you to have 2 extra corners, wide receivers, running backs, whatever you need. So that's good.
Better roster management is going to be key in CFM again. Now, Ronnie, you usually have about 8 offensive linemen, so you have nothing to worry about. But me and Jake, we're going to have to change it up a little bit. We can't go for all the speed guys at wide receiver and corner anymore.
Yeah, you guys' game's gonna go down.
Oh. Okay.
I mean, they're just back all offensive linemen running. But still,
It's gonna make a difference when I'm coming at your neck. Every play.
Alright.
So, I mean, Frostbite Engine is going to add on to all that because, like I said, ball physics, the actual physics of the game are going to be changed a little bit. The weight of the players it's going to feel more real with the linebackers, the linemen, and you're not going to be able to go sideline to sideline with your linebackers and defensive linemen anymore. And something else.
What if you have someone like Ryan Shazier?
Ryan Shazier, yes, but you can no longer cover 3 wide receivers with 1 defensive person.
That's good.
Which really excited me. That was another thing I kind of liked that blew me away.
If you get flocked in the flock, you were just done
Yeah.
through that ball.
That defensive player can no longer shut down 3 offensive players anymore. 1 player. That was not realistic. Now, athletic guy like Ryan Chaser going sideline is realistic, but say
Dante Hightower.
a Dante Hightower, well, he's no and yes, he does have 84, 85 speed. So no, because he's big, but the ratings base maybe, which we'll get to. I don't feel like I should belt it, but Madden might think otherwise because he has an 84, 85 speed, and he has like 85 zone.
Hold on a sec. Ray Maluga.
No, he won't belt it. He was trying to find a guy.
He can't catch anything anyway.
So let's see here. A lot of good stuff, honestly, for the gameplay stuff, and there's going to be a lot of legacy issues, which I don't know if you guys know what that means. Legacy issues are things that's been in Madden that's really killed the immersion of the gameplay for years. They're trying to kick those in the butt a lot. So the stupid stuff, like we discussed, maybe the running back running on the sideline, they found a way to adjust that. They really haven't talked about all of them, so I can't give you much. I gave you the one nugget. So that's always cool that they're trying to get rid of the old coding issues of the game. If you guys didn't know, this game's been imported from, I want to say, the old PS2 days. The code has.
Oh, wow.
Which is why some of the stupid stuff happens. And this has been talked about for years now, that they need to go and make a new code, but that would totally strip the game bare like they did when they went from from Xbox 360.
Okay.
The game was bare bones, but they still use the code, but if they had to recode everything, the game would be bare bones, which is why they haven't done it. But they're killing legacy issues. Alright, so our favorite thing, guys, is we do this every year. We do fantasy draft. We do CFM.
Yeah.
But we always get burnt out.
Uh-huh.
I'm not with these improvements. Hopefully, the AI plays smarter. I'm not gonna be able to guarantee it. There's things we want to see done, which we'll get into later for maybe a wish list thing. But there are the CFM improvements that have been made. There's been 2 community requests. One of them we already discussed was the coach adjustments, and kind of the off-ball injuries is kind of in there too, because that's a CFM kind of thing. And a draft board.
We're getting a draft board?
We are getting a true draft
God bless America.
So if somebody, I don't know if this is going to be for the fantasy draft, I don't know, but the actual draft, if somebody can't make it, you're able to rate the players.
That's great.
You don't know what a draft board is, do you? Ryan?
No, I know. I'm just thinking, like, I don't know. I mean, it's probably a stupid thought. I was just thinking, like,
Express thoughts.
is it just like practice boards on it, or would you be able to do it during draft?
During the
itself?
draft.
The draft board, you rate the players, and it's there for you for the draft when you can't make it.
So,
or you could be there and you could see the players, I'm guessing, that are where they're listed at. I'm not 100% sure. They haven't completely discussed it.
I'm assuming that's what I think it would be
Yeah,
silly just to have it for someone that can't make it.
The CFM blog hasn't came out yet, so they haven't truly discussed it, but it's been announced.
I would imagine that, yes.
I hope so, too.
well, I mean, we'll see, I guess.
But there's been a lot of talk that probably the draft, like the scouting stuff, hasn't been changed, but it hasn't. There's no CFM blog, so we don't know yet. This will be another episode for us to talk about. But hopefully they do change up the scouting so the draft board is more fun to use. And the draft is more fun. But these gameplays things we discuss is kind of intertwined with the CFM improvements. There's going to be smaller nuggets that they improve on for CFM improvements, but these are the big majority ones. We love franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody want to say anything about franchise? And we hate it at the same time.
Yeah.
For the fans, or the people listening, we play on all Madden. We do a fantasy draft. We do 10 games and we sim 6. Usually.
I would like to see all Madden not be so dumb, unrealistic sometimes.
I agree.
When you get all these
Madden
these
cheats.
players are not getting tired running down the field. That's just one of the things that bother me. Stamina is a huge issue. You're not going to have a defensive end run 7 yards down and be a wide receiver neck at neck.
That's another gameplay improvement that I missed. That's been tuned. You're not going to see that.
Thank God.
So you have an 88 speed quarterback, Jake. My defense tackle that's 60 speed isn't going to chase it down. Now, maybe if it's Aaron Donald, yes. But the pursuit rating has been adjusted to where the speed plays more a factor than the pursuit. The pursuit rating was what did that.
That was another thing that bothered me was the pursuit angles. You'd have
They haven't talked about pursuit angles.
man, because linebackers running into like blocks already going on. That
was annoying.
yeah,
That was very annoying.
that just happened to me. What, yesterday or the other day playing you? Yeah.
Jake,
What was your question?
any comments on CFM in general? What do you want to see improved? What do you like about the gameplay that add to the CFM, etc.?
Well, I don't know.
Crickets.
You're gonna give me a minute.
You're fine.
Put me on the spot.
Okay. Well, pretty much, I always liked CFM because I like the roster building aspect, and with the off-ball injuries that's going to add to it, now I'm going to be able to get more defensively inclined. I'm going to be able to call more man. I'm going to be able to, because I didn't call it at all hardly last year. I'm going to be able to build my team a little more differently. The fact that defensive line matters more, the ratings. So I always, as we all know, I'll go 4 defensive linemen in the first 4 rounds, and I can't stop the run half the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be more of a factor that I draft those 4 linemen. So you're going to have a good offensive line to stop my defensive line.
Yeah, I mean,
That makes sense.
So roster building and the ratings are going to have more factor. We always hear that the ratings are going to matter more, but the game always gets tuned down. I'm going to bounce it off to you now, see if you have anything.
One thing that are we doing like a wish list now?
Kind of a wish list, yes. And
For
just
this
kind of,
mode, just in general?
yes.
Um,
We're just talking CFM in
I
general.
know they brought formation subs back.
Correct.
But
Custom playbooks.
Yeah,
No.
custom playbooks. So I'm assuming they're not going to do that this year either, but that's something that I want to see in the future. Sounds like a lot of the gameplay issues are going to add to the mode, but I hope it prevents getting burnt out on, because
It happens to us all the time.
it happens around year 3 or 4, and if you get it burnt out, and for me, you start getting these fake players, and it starts getting not interesting to me anymore. Another thing that would be cool if you can edit draft classes, which
They're talking like that's not going to be in this year. Once again, CFM hasn't really been discussed yet, but the way the community is talking, that's probably not going to be in. The community, when I say community, guys, I'm talking about the game changers. The guys, EA says, hey, you're a good part of the community. We need you to come out and test the game and be a vocal point for the community, which is what we're working to today. We're going to start doing this more often because we have a real thing going. We just got to actually push it.
yeah, I don't know. I guess that's me being selfish, because you guys know what I do in the league that we have, and
yeah.
it would be it would save me so much more time if I could just add the players in before
Right.
the draft, and then it would be so much easier for me. But I
Something-
understand that I am 0.1% of the, not even that, 0.00001% of the people that actually play this game. So
And kind of expand on what Jake's talking about. This year he made the 2002 roster for the whole Madden, all the Madden players, and changed them into those players.
yeah,
And re-rated their body, re-aged them, and you can't re-age in the mainstream. You have to go to franchise and do all that, etc. And it's a lot of work.
it was really time consuming. I'm pretty sure I spent. God, I don't even want to know how much time I spent on this, but yeah, I'm just kind of hoping for improvements that will help me out in that. But I'm not expecting anything, obviously. But
Me too. I believe customization is key. It makes the game fun. Ronnie, are you okay?
Yeah.
You're good. Okay.
I was so excited when I learned last year that you could edit players, because that's been something I've been wanting to do for a while, and
They
I was
put it
finally
out, take it
able
out,
to
take
do
it
it.
out, put it in.
Yeah, so that was great to where you could edit a player completely in franchise mode, of course.
Yeah.
But
Ronnie, you have any more comments on CFM? This is a wish list, and this is just your opinion. You can say whatever you want. You can say what you like. That's going to help you play the game better, or how it's going to keep you intrigued more. Anything in particular. This is just your final thoughts.
I mean, not really on, I guess, CFM for the matter. It's going to be kind of weird. I'd like to see momentum more as a factor.
That's, once again, kind of what we discussed with the Frostbite Engine. Hopefully that's going to be improved a little bit. People mentioned it has been improved. The community, not the actual developers, the community, have mentioned that it's been improved.
Now, what kind of momentum are we talking about?
Like how the weighted players are,
I don't necessarily. I mean,
collisions.
I'm talking about more of a mentality momentum. You're doing good. You got the fans behind your back. It's going to cause some problems with the defense.
So you're saying crowd noise.
He's talking the whole atmosphere of football.
Yes, because I mean, obviously, if you're having a really good drive, you guys are going to be doing good. But once that drive gets shut down, some players just go complete nuts. Like they die.
This is just my opinion, but I don't think momentum exists. I think it's all a mentality, and it's not a real thing.
Look at the Super Bowl. Atlanta had all that momentum. Patriots just one after another just keep coming back. That's the momentum having their back on that.
That was a little bit of the statement on the defense too. The defense being tired.
We'll save that
I agree with you. I do agree with you.
We'll save that for the theology podcast, but I don't know.
Frostbite Engine is supposed to add more to the football atmosphere. When they mentioned it, when they brought it up last year. Don't know if that's going to happen, but it's supposed to.
I will say this. It's not like EA hasn't done momentum before.
Correct.
In NCAA 09,
Yeah,
10, they
had
had momentum. I don't really think it did anything to the game. I think it was just kind of a crowd noise thing and the game shakes. But
the guys with the low awareness were affected by it.
And they couldn't hear the audibles or they get confused. If I remember correctly.
EA's...
I don't like that.
EA's take on this momentum thing is the clutch trait. That is your momentum right now. And it's not very in-depth. It just gives you a ratings boost for your clutch players. That's all it is. In clutch situations. Fourth quarter, etc. Alright, so the Big Nugget. Oh, you guys thought we were done, huh? Because we're kind of doing a wish list and discussing everything. The Big Nugget. It's playstyles. Has anybody heard about anything called playstyles?
I mean, I've heard of it in general, but like not. No.
Okay, this feature. Okay, Ronnie, what would you call yourself? Would you call yourself arcade player, a sim player, or competitive player?
I'd say more competitive player.
Okay, Jake.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, competitive turning style.
No.
Okay, let me.
I would say sim.
This is. I'm split for myself, and I think this is where Jake isn't familiar with the whole concepts yet, because we actually don't group ourselves, and that's the issue.
Can we go into the concepts first?
Just concepts. What do you mean by that?
Describe them.
Okay, competitive. You do all to win. Everything you can to win.
Okay. So you
Sim?
take a lot of high risks.
Sim.
Balanced.
Sim. You try to a T, do what you see on Sundays. So say it's fourth down and you're on the 40-yard line, most NFL teams are going to punt it. Or place. Calling the same play over and over, or the same concept over and over. NFL teams will call the same concept, but they won't call the same plays. The swerve running is considered a competitive thing. The calling the same plays. The sim community is doing what you see on Sundays to a T. It really is. We all, as a group, I feel like play competitively. But when we go into franchise, we want a sim
We manage it.
play style. What I mean by that is we want to see everything else we see on Sundays with the roster management and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But we play to win. I think we all agree to that.
Yeah.
We will. Ronnie's not as bad at it. We will exploit the AI. Ronnie's not as bad at it.
It's hard not to.
It is hard not to, exactly. But that is the mindsets of each thing. So, what that means...
I mean, if there's a single high safety and I see one-on-one coverage on the outside, my guy that has 95 speed and is going to burn you.
That's what I
every single time.
Yeah. I do the same thing. That's one of the things I'm truly guilty of. And I'll actually go a step farther. I'll purposely set up that point where I have only one wide receiver and he'll be my fastest guy. And I'll do a play action and they think it's running and I'll just throw it over the top. That's a competitive mentality. But now what we have is we have playstyles. You have the competitive playstyle, you have the sim playstyle, and you have the arcade playstyle. The competitive playstyle is going to be based on stick skills. ratings aren't going to matter. So that isn't going to be for us for CFM because I feel like Jake wants the ratings to matter. I feel like Ryan wants the ratings to matter.
Yeah, of course.
So sim, the ratings matter. So say you have a 80 speed linebacker and you're trying to, once again, this kind of grounds the thing we discussed a little bit with linebacker going sideline to sideline. It's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to be grounded by the ratings. You're not going to be able to overcome the ratings of your player.
Okay.
Arcade is just your
Standard
casual guys just want to throw it up and office explosions.
I mean, I kind
That's
of.
for your casual guys.
I like the ideal, but I don't know. I mean, shouldn't just ratings just matter all the time? Do you really think people should have that kind of option?
So, continue to. No, you two earn it.
I mean, I think so just because, like, everyone plays the game differently, and everyone... well, I don't want to say that. Not every Madden player isn't a snowflake. Not everyone is 100% different, but, like, everyone plays the game differently. So if they can cater to as many play styles as possible, I think they should.
So, quick question. This is just CFM, right?
No, this is all across. Your ultimate team is going to be competitive. You can choose what you want your CFM to be. You play now, you can choose what you play now.
It's like one of the
online
options.
is competitive.
And then
it's
it's only one option, and then everybody has to abide by it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's say we're doing a group activity. We've got
Sim.
CFM.
We
Sim.
can do sim.
That's what the CFM is.
All right. I don't know. I mean, to me, I just think I want it to be realistic as possible.
That's what sim is.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, why give the option of just being, hey, I'm just gonna air bomb it all day?
Because some people like to play like that.
Okay. To explain this feature in more detail, why they've done it. How many times has the game been patched and killed for us?
Millions. Well, not millions, but numerous times.
But trillions.
You want to know why it feels like it gets run? Because they have to cater to multiple play styles.
Well, I guess argument's invalid now.
No, it's okay. This is what this is about. This is stating your opinion, what you feel. So now what they can do is the tourney players are always bitching. Hey, my guy's dropping the ball. Hey, my guy's overthrowing the ball. Hey, I'm using all 60 offensive linemen and I'm getting pressured in 3 seconds. And my quarterback's fumbling it.
It happens.
Exactly. So now the gameplay guys can say, okay, we'll patch for the competitive players, but now your CFM is not going to be run by catering to the tourney players.
This will weed out the weaklings in Madden, and I'm kind of happy about that.
It depends where you're playing.
Yeah.
Stick skills are a big thing too, guys. This is where I say we're all torn. Because we want to play true to the sim standard, but we want to have control of our players too, but we want our CFM to be ratings based.
Well, stick skills are still going to matter.
They are still going to matter, but they aren't going to overpower the ratings, which is key for us. I feel like.
Yeah. It's kind of hit or miss.
We're not even going to touch on arcade because that's once again, that's just your casual guys who are coming
That's
in.
cancer.
And that's just,
Cancer.
they don't take any skill. That's just for the people who have fun. Little kids, pretty much. Which are cancer now. Jake called little kids cancer.
I mean, saying.
This is the feature that I'm most excited about. I know I said the defensive back.
No
Just
participant.
overall, no game. It's not gameplay. What?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
Because now the game won't be killed when we have a patch.
I like it. I mean, I'm still just a little kind of like why on it, but I understand.
I mean, I don't see anything bad with it. If anything, it improves the game. There's no con, at least in my view.
No, I mean
It's nothing but pros.
It's diverse. I like it.
Adds the diversity to the game. It's EA really wants to please everybody, and this is their way of doing it. Because the people at Operation Sports, which is the sim community, the biggest outlet, was really sad when they catered to the tourney players, and the tourney players really hated the game at first.
I thought the game was great at first.
Me too.
Yeah, yeah.
So that just shows you right there.
I mean,
We thought-
nobody's ever going to be fully happy though.
No,
But this is helping.
this will help, and this will make it easier. you won't be able to please every single person, but you'll be able to please, like,
The mass majority.
It's compromising.
it's compromising. Not I would say the vast majority, but a group of people. You have 3 different groups that you're able to attempt to please, and the people who are in between are going to be iffy. Which we all are in between, but I feel like we would be happy with the sim feature.
Oh yeah. We always complain about the ratings in every game, like, oh, he wouldn't do that, so at least this year we can't.
And that's where I'm hoping they really work on all Madden too, because we know it's overpowered. We want a challenge, but we don't want stupid stuff to happen, which is what Ryan's talking
I
about.
love all Madden.
I do too.
Oh yeah.
It's a challenge.
It's great. I mean, it makes me break a lot of controllers.
I just don't like a 50 overall player stopping my 99 overall Aaron Donald.
True.
And that's where hopefully the sim thing comes into play with the ratings. Alright guys, I think we're going to wrap it up. Do we have any final comments or anything?
I'm looking forward to the CFM blog when it comes out. See what. Do we know when that's going down?
It's somewhere on the east side. I haven't actually looked it up. It's usually closer. It's like the last one that gets released.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because it's for the more hardcore people that are really big Madden people. So make us wait and make us dread it. And
That and I don't know.
Ronnie?
I'm really excited to see the MUT squads. You know, I mean, there's nothing better than whipping some ass with your boys.
And guys, Ronnie don't really play much, so this is to the Madden developers. This is bringing in a guy who don't actually play, so you're making more money possibly. He's not gonna spend money, but you're gonna get that playtime in that mode that you wish. They have graphs to show you where all the time played is. At.
Well, I mean, never say never.
CFM still's the highest.
Oh, I'm sure. I know it's Ultimate Team, but
No, CFM is still the highest.
oh, really?
Most played game. Yes.
Really? Surprising to me.
That's why they had to release so much content in MUT to keep them in. So.
You think they'd ever do open CFM leagues, like online?
What do you mean?
So, obviously, you know, when you do a CFM, you have to invite people.
You have open settings too.
Yeah.
Maybe like do like a 32-team CFM. You can get into the league. They'll have like a set time for you to be able to play your game. If you don't play your game by then, they'll sim it. Almost like a real.
I mean, you'll find that stuff on like Operation Sports and Reddit. You know,
Yeah.
you can find leagues like that, but
That's all on the commissioner.
I just feel like it would make it easier for people that want to get into it.
It would. Another thing that would be great, which I don't think will happen, would be as a commissioner you could, like Ronnie said, set a time to advance, and then it just automatically advances.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the top community requests is for the actual commissioner to have more control over the CFM.
And
Not just that.
And they kind of did that with the app when they came out, which is still buggy and is still not the greatest thing in the world. But it was cool that, you know, if I'm the only commissioner, I can advance it from my phone.
Right.
Instead of, you know, having, if I'm not buying my Xbox and I can't be for 8 or 9 hours, you guys are screwed. So,
Exactly.
and you could make another person commissioner, so that was cool, and I'm happy they did that. But some more functionality would be cool in that. So I don't know if they're gonna continue with the app, and well, obviously it'll be a new one, right?
That hasn't
Because
discussed yet
this
again.
is Madden 17
Right.
companion. So
They said the companion app is still gonna. They're going to be. They didn't say if it's going to be a continuation off of that, but the companion app is still going to be around for Madden 18.
that's cool.
Whether or not they expand on it, we don't know. But that's a big wish list thing. Is more commissioner control.
Another wish list item that I have, if we're gonna get into that real quick, is that another Patriots player not make it to the cover next year.
Oh yeah.
Because you know,
It probably won't happen.
you know,
There's no way.
I mean, you know what I did when NCAA 14 came out and I bought it? I ripped off the cover and, you know, threw it in the garbage. But like, I can't do that with a digital copy. So
Jake's an Ohio State fan, so he hates Tom Brady because he's a Michigan player. I'm a huge Patriot fan. Ronnie's just in the middle. He don't care.
I mean, it's just a cover.
oh, who do you, you know, just something for fun, who do you guys think will be on the cover next year?
Ouch.
It's hard to say, but like just as a guess. So
I'm gonna say Zeke. He's not gonna have another stellar year.
That's a good.
Maybe David
Johnson.
Yeah.
I
Maybe
don't
not
know.
as much as Zeke. I think Zeke might be only if he's consistent as he was this year,
I'm gonna say.
or a rookie.
Well, we look at some big players that haven't been on it yet. There's Tom Brady finally made it after being in the league for 17 years.
Here's a little nugget. He has been offered it before, but he's turned it down.
Yeah, I mean, I figured as much as the case, but you know, a lot of big players haven't been on it yet. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been on it yet.
He was in the running once, wasn't he?
That was the fan voting.
That was
crap.
so stupid. Yeah, he hasn't been on it. Le'Veon Bell, maybe? Nah.
You could say healthy this year.
Yeah, and not be in trouble. Antonio Brown, maybe. You know, there's other options. But if I'd probably have to say Zeke, too. Because
Well, he's got the charisma as well.
Yeah, he does.
People love Zeke.
and I think he had the
He's a
highest
baller.
selling jersey last year.
I think he did. I think it's
So,
true. It could
There
very
you go,
well
Madden.
Make it
There,
happen.
make it happen.
or Andrew Luck if he has a bounce back season.
He had a pretty
That's
decent
not-
year
that's
last
not
year.
gonna happen. I'm sorry.
What?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
What do you mean?
Andrew Luck,
What do you mean?
dude's on the ground more than he is throwing the ball.
Dude,
New GM, bro.
new GM, new everything.
It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry.
It's gonna happen.
Dude, the last time
Andy Dalton has a better chance of being on the cover.
we have a better offensive
Andrew
line
Luck.
than you.
You do now, yeah.
We did last year.
Kevin Zeitler and no,
And what
They weren't good.
they weren't good. But
we had a lot
on
of
paper,
differences.
they were better.
Yeah.
On
We
paper.
would have to look at the stats, and we don't have those.
You know,
things.
this is a meme in the NFL community. The Colts have a terrible offensive line,
It's not really that bad.
but it's
They have
not.
good players.
It's
They have
not.
good players.
We have a great center,
We just allow a lot of sacks.
great guard.
Play calling was trash.
play call. That
Oh,
was a big one.
yeah. It's a-
You guys, when you have to pass a lot because you're down all the time, you're gonna get sacked a lot, and that was the issue.
But you know, I think Chris Ballard, you know, changed a lot of things. And,
Defense wise, especially.
Oh,
I was
God.
very happy for Chuck for getting what he wanted.
oh, it's great. I love all the new guys. But
We're getting into NFL stuff, guys, but that's okay. We love football. That's why we're doing this now.
There's maybe one more thing. It's
No, go
really
at it.
small. I would like to see the newspaper articles come back in CFM.
That
That gave
is
the biggest head.
requested a lot, and the only reason right now, nothing like that presentation-wise, is getting touched on too much, is because this team really wants to focus on the gameplay and get it to the next generation. Because as we all know, 2K basketball is the crap, and MLB the show. Everybody compares the sports genres to those two games, and Madden is far behind.
yeah,
I'm not saying you are crappy, Madden. I love the game, but it needs a lot of work, and they've been making progress, extreme progress. That's why that stuff hasn't been brought back.
and if you guys remember your 2K5,
Yes.
they had the halftime show, or the weekly show, where they showed highlights from the game, or they showed the stats.
That was great. Yeah, I love that.
I mean, that's incredible, and that was 12 years ago now.
To get to another wish list off of 2K, kind of something I discussed in a podcast with you, Jake, a long while back ago about Forza having that whole driving avatar thing. If you guys
Yeah.
remember 2K, you would play the guys, or you could play against your friend's play style.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Play calling, and with how much Madden struggles. Once again, no offense, it's improved, but the AI of the game and the play calling is not really good. If I could bring in my friends or like a downloaded play style of a player and put it in CFM as a computer team, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I would do
'Cause-
that. Yeah, get the patterns down and everything.
Not just that, just playing against, because the AI is very predictable.
It is, and that was my whole point about that. Getting something in there to mix it up a little bit.
Also, bring back the crib.
The crib.
I mean, come on.
all these trophies and.
We're starting to sound like 2K fanboys.
The greatest football game ever made. I mean, sorry.
The gameplay compared to Madden now, I have to say I think Madden is up there, but presentation-wise and features, 2K wins, but Madden's gameplay I think wins now.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's 12 to
Exactly.
13 years in advance, but
There's still certain gameplay things people talk about that makes 2K so much better, but I have to sadly decline that. But presentation-wise, yes, 2K, the bomb, the features, like I said, the whole Yeah, AI thing. Okay, guys. Any other little nuggets we want to throw in there before we go?
I think I'm all fresh out of.
Create a team. That's it. I'm just gonna drop the mic on that. I would like to create a team again.
I
Like,
don't
play
really
with your
care.
friends. Just with your friends. Can't take it online.
Now, to bounce off of that, the whole reason I like the creative teams is for the expansion mode. Expansion teams. I want to see expansion teams, which is a creative team in a way, but you don't take the top players.
Well, what do you mean? Like bringing a Texans into the league?
Say, you at least have to bring two teams
And
in.
franchise?
Yes.
Well, here's the issue with that: is
And
in 2002, the NFL got it perfect, and they have a system.
And that's why EA don't want to do it, but just for that challenging factor. I know the number of games and everything's perfect, and that's why I would be iffy about it,
32
and why
teams,
it would need to be worked on.
8 divisions, 4 teams apiece, 6 games against your division foes, 4 games against a division inside your conference, 4 games against a division on the other conference.
Right. And
Yeah,
I agree with
perfectly.
that. They do have it perfectly, and that's why EA don't add it. But
'Cause you
just swap out a team.
Because I know the NHL. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it'd be real easy. It's like, of course, all the players on that team might get taken away. I think that might create some complications.
put them in free agents.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, kind of.
And you can pick off a couple of them because that's what expansion is about. The players that team don't want, you have a chance to grab.
That's what the Texans had to do in 2002. I think I forget exactly what the teams had to do, but I think. And I'm not sure what the requirement was, but.
I don't remember neither. I know it could be like it was so much experience, or it could be a rookie, etc., stuff like that.
Yeah, and the Texans still had a horrible team.
Well, I mean,
So,
if you were going to do that, because I guess it wouldn't be fair for free agency, because the computers would be able to pick up like some of the best players too. Maybe just do a draft. Swap out a team, do a draft.
That's
well,
kind of what
they
expansion
did.
team
That's
is.
what they
You
had
do
a
draft
They had a literal draft. The Texans did.
off of the 30 plus teams.
Mm-hmm. That's how they filled out their roster before the actual draft happened.
Teams would put
They had-
players in that they would allow you to pick up.
Look it up on YouTube. It's super weird.
Yeah, that's awesome too.
Look up Texans draft.
Okay.
It's like really weird, but yeah.
So we dragged the show on, but once again, do we have any more? Ronnie, for the whole credit team, trust me, that's been requested too. I'm not shooting that down. There's a lot of people who want to see that back. And EA really hasn't given an explanation, but I have a feeling it's because of money.
Yes.
So, it's a great mode, and it's a good business decision, but some of the fans, it really takes away from us. Not feature-wise. I wouldn't say actual time into the game. I don't feel like it takes away from that, because like I said, they have teams, but it does take away from features.
I would actually play it if money wasn't involved.
You don't have to use money.
To get the
To be able to get the good stuff.
You really don't.
I know you can. I know
You
you
can
can
grind.
Earn, I know you can earn and you can grind.
You
but
can
it's
get
just-
millions and millions of coins by doing that.
But maybe I don't want to grind.
I don't know. I guess it's just me playing in my Colts uniform in the Seahawks stadium with my fake coach who's not even. I don't know. It's not
You
my.
can use a real coach.
Not a fake coach, but a coach that's not a coach of my team. It's just like, it's too fake for me.
I understand that. I respect that. I used to have the same mindset. I still kind of do. I just do it for the competitive side because that is where competitive gaming for Madden's going. And if you want to be a part of that, that's where you got to play.
I have not played a competitive online game in Madden since like Madden.
And that's why MUT and all
25.
that is in there, because of that isn't a turn on for people, but MUT and Draft Champions. One thing I want to say, with all these game modes added, please don't take Draft Champions.
No,
Anything else?
That's
I have-
fun.
I have actually started, and you guys know this, but I've actually started to play that a little. I don't actually play the games, but I just have fun drafting the players.
It's
Exactly.
fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what you can come up with.
And that was our answer to a long time for the fantasy drafts and not taking so long. And it's intertwined with MUT, of course, but it's a really cool game mode. I love it. But yeah, don't take it out. Anything else, guys?
I think that's it, dude.
I think I'm good
I
now.
think we dragged this along.
Oh yeah, we dragged it along, but it's all good. We I think we all did good about opinions and stuff. Ronnie was a little nervous. I'm always nervous, but we all stated how we felt. I don't think anybody sounds stupid. Honestly, Ronnie.
Jacob sounds a little dim-witted.
What are you gonna do?
But we had fun talking to you guys. We'll be doing this again here soon, probably, especially when CFM News comes out. And like I discussed last year, I really do want to get something going for us to do something with our franchise. It's just so hard to find the time and actually edit the videos and stuff. It's something I gotta learn to do. But I do want to eventually get to that. But yeah, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.